Once upon a time, American Idol was a cultural phenomenon. Though its ratings have sputtered in recent years, the earliest incarnations of the show launched dozens of careers, with varying levels of success. While many of the show's winners struggled to negotiate with American Idol's restrictive record contracts, others broke free and found massive popularity as solo artists. From country singers to pop stars, we're answering the question, where are American Idol winners now? RUBEN STUDDARD was the Season 2 winner, narrowly beating Clay Aiken for the top prize. As a singer, STUDDARD performs American R&B, pop, and gospel music. While on the show in 2003, he performed a rendition of Leon Russell and Bonnie Bramlett's Superstar, for which he later received a Grammy Award nomination for. Since being crowned winner on the competition back in 2003, he's gone on to release multiple albums, most of which have been successful. STUDDARD released his debut album after winning the competition on December 3, 2003, titled Soulful. It was a commercial hit, selling over 417,000 units during the first week of release and debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. It was later certified platinum. While STUDDARD is most well known for his music career, the American talent has also ventured into acting, including television and stage work. In 2008, he starred in the 30th anniversary revival tour of Ain't Misbehavin' as Fats Waller. The production later spawned a Grammy Award for Best Musical Theater Album. But since his heyday, STUDDARD hasn't been very active. He was featured on The Biggest Loser in 2013 before releasing an album in 2014 that bombed commercially. The record only sold 6,000 copies, and STUDDARD was promptly dropped from his label, along with American Idol alum Taylor Hicks. Candice Glover auditioned twice unsuccessfully to get onto American Idol before finally getting her big break in 2013. With her win, she immediately joined the powerhouse vocal pantheon, which already included superstars Kelly Clarkson, Fantasia, and Carrie Underwood, all previously crowned winners of the popular television singing competition. And with all the major music industry machinery a new act could ever dream of, including a Plum recording contract, Glover seemed to have the world at her feet. But from the start, Glover had issues with her American Idol-sanctioned record label. They didn't trust her to write her own songs and paired her with restrictive songsmiths. Frustrated with the result, Glover's 2014 debut album only sold 65,000 copies. She returned to Idol for the series finale on April 7, 2016. She performed with all the returning alumni to open the show, singing one voice. Later, she performed Joy to the World with Melinda Doolittle. Though she's released a handful of videos and singles in the years since her debut, it seems like Glover is mostly frustrated with the music business as a whole. She recently announced that she's going back to college to become a counselor. After receiving huge waves of negativity, she hopes to help children improve their lives. The man with one name won the competition in 2012 and was an immediate commercial success. His single Home went on to be the highest-selling song in American Idol history. The Georgia native is a classic rock lover. He grew up mainly listening to 60s and 70s music like Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin. Then as I got older, I found Damien Rice and Dave Matthews and John Butler, which is what really set it off for me in terms of finding my voice as a musician. He's described his music as jazz and rock alternative sound. After a successful tour opening for Matchbox 20 and a pair of critically acclaimed albums, Phillips entered a legal purgatory, ultimately suing Simon Cowell's management company to be released from his contract. Phillips' career has gone into neutral after he decided he needed to get out of his recording, management, and merchandising contract with 19 Entertainment, and filed suit to try to win his freedom and start anew with a different record company. While the two sides did the legal dance, Phillips was prevented from releasing new music. The case eventually was settled out of court. This cleared the way for Phillips to sign a new label deal with Interscope Records and release Collateral, an album he had started work on more than 2 years ago. With a massive tour behind this 2018 album and his songs licensed by the NFL, NBC, and others, it looks like Philip Phillips is back on the path to fame and glory. Scott McCreery is a country singer who won the 10th season of American Idol in 2011. His debut studio album, Clear as Day, was released in October 2011 and was certified platinum in the United States. The album includes the top 20 country songs I Love You This Big and The Trouble with Girls. McCreery released a Christmas album, Christmas with Scott McCreery, in October 2012, and it's been certified gold. But there's something that distinguishes McCreery from other American Idol champions. He was only 17 years old when he won the competition. McCreery struggled to shed his good boy image, both because he was so young and a devout Christian. Regarding his beliefs, he says, "My faith is a huge part of what I do, but I'm a human being and I like to have fun. That's everybody. I don't think anyone is one thing or another." After 5 years wherein McCreery was radio silent, he returned in 2018 in a big way. His album Seasons Change scored him his first #1 hit and sold roughly 100,000 units in the first year. Co-writing every song on the album, McCreery made it clear he's back with a vengeance, newly married and only 25 years old. The future's looking bright for this American Idol alum. This Arkansas native was the winner of the 8th season of American Idol in 2009. KRIS Allen had been pursuing music fervently since he was in college, even recording and self-producing an album with his friends. He was thrilled to become a finalist on American Idol, but received minimal screen time in his first few episodes. But all that changed once he had a chance to play guitar and keyboards and accompany himself. Everyone could see that Allen was naturally talented and had an amazing voice to back it up. In the 7 years since Mr. Allen won, he has tried to please fans while staying true to himself, a journey both full of joy and pain. He released 4 solid pop albums to impressive sales and fans' delight and toured across the world. But a 2012 car crash left Mr. Allen with a shattered wrist. He wondered if he would ever play guitar again. While still in the cast, he ignored doctor's orders and relearned to play. That same year, he and his wife welcomed their first child into the world. His 2016 album, Letting You In, was meant to be a comeback album, but only had modest sales. He's been largely silent since then, announcing in 2018 that he would rejoin the American Idol touring group. In the 11 years since David Cook won American Idol in 2008, he stayed extremely busy. Cook originally did not plan to try out for the show. He went to the auditions in Omaha, Nebraska, initially to support his younger brother, and then, prompted by his mother and brother when a show producer noticed him, David auditioned himself. He performed Bon Jovi's Livin' on a Prayer for his audition, wowing the judges with his husky voice and impressive tone. Since winning the competition, Cook has released 5 studio albums and toured heavily. While he never quite broke through into massive stardom, his albums did respectably well, and in 2018 he announced both a new EP and his debut on Broadway, based on the 2005 film about a struggling English shoe factory owner who finds an unlikely savior and friend in a drag queen. Kinky Boots has been a hit since its Broadway debut in 2013. The production won several Tonys, including Best Musical and Best Original Score for Cyndi Lauper, and has welcomed a string of high-profile rock and pop stars in the Charlie Price role, including Panic at the Disco frontman Brendan Urie and the current lead Sister Sisters frontman Jake Shears. Cook has participated in 2 separate productions of the musical and received rave reviews for his performance. Jordin Sparks is indisputably one of the biggest stars to come out of American Idol. She's been successful across different disciplines, including singing and acting. She rose to fame in 2007 after winning the 6th season of American Idol at age 17, becoming the youngest winner in the series' history. Her self-titled debut studio album, released later that year, was certified platinum and has sold over 2 million copies worldwide. The album spawned the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 singles Tattoo and No Air. The latter, a collaboration with Chris Brown, is currently the 3rd highest-selling single by any American Idol contestant, selling over 3 million digital copies in the United States. The song earned Sparks her first Grammy Award nomination for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. Though she's only released 3 studio albums, each one was a massive success, and she has supplemented this work with an acting career, appearing in shows like CSI, Big Time Rush, and Fashion Police. In the last few years, she has shied from the spotlight. Sparks lost 4 family members in the course of a few days and was grieving for most of a year. She came out of her reclusion to announce that she was married with a child on the way. Since then, Sparks has been singularly focused on her family. Taylor Hicks was fully committed to music long before he joined the ranks of American Idol. The Alabama native released 2 independent albums and toured across the American South for years when he finally decided to audition in Las Vegas in 2006. After winning American Idol, he signed a lucrative endorsement deal with Ford Motors. His self-titled major label debut was certified platinum and sold more than 700,000 copies. But Hicks had a sad sophomore release, 2009's The Distance. It only sold 50,000 copies and marked the end of his major label career. Though it has been 10 years since his last album release, Hicks has barely recorded a song. Instead, he's pivoted to television. Hicks is the host of INSP's food show State Plate, in which he reviews restaurants in a fun, family-friendly way. Seemingly, Hicks has turned his back on music, but since he's still working in the entertainment world, he seems happy enough. The show is in its 4th season and airs on Amazon Prime. State Plate features food from all over the country that is served in a farm-to-table manner. Hicks debuted in his starring role as Charlie Anderson in the Serenbe Playhouse production of the 1974 Broadway musical Shenandoah in March 2019. Though he's no longer recording albums, he still found a way to keep music in his life. Carrie Underwood has remained in the spotlight since winning American Idol in 2005, so her whereabouts should not come as a huge surprise. Her debut single, Inside Your Heaven, is the only country song to debut at #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Her debut album, Some Hearts, was released in 2005. Bolstered by the huge crossover success of the singles Jesus Take the Wheel and Before He Cheats, it became the best-selling solo female debut album in country music history, the fastest-selling debut country album in Nielsen SoundScan history, and the best-selling country album of the last 16 years. Underwood won 3 Grammy Awards for the album, including Best New Artist. Since then, she's sold 16.3 million albums, made her place on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and won countless awards. The 36-year-old mother of 2 has plenty of money and acclaim, so recently she's been concentrating on her family life. She recently revealed that she and her husband are expecting another boy. They're moving into a bigger house and focusing on being good parents, rather than chasing further stardom. Of course, Kelly Clarkson is the biggest star to come from American Idol's ranks, and her 2004 album Breakaway has sold more than the rest of the winners combined. Clarkson has sold over 25 million albums and 45 million singles worldwide. She has had 3 #1 hits, 11 in the top 10, and 27 songs in the Hot 100 Billboard charts. Her accolades include 3 Grammy Awards, 3 MTV Video Music Awards, 4 American Music Awards, and 2 Academy of Country Music Awards. She has released music continuously over the last 2 decades and has 8 studio albums in total. She also has a huge presence in movies and television, starring in From Justin to Kelly in 2003, and featuring performances on Sabrina the Teenage Witch and King of the Hill, among many others. In 2019, Clarkson announced that she would be focusing on her debut talk show, The Kelly Clarkson Show. The program is intended to be a lead-in to The Ellen DeGeneres Show and is looking to appeal to a similar demographic. It's scheduled to premiere in September 2019, replacing Steve Harvey's eponymous talk show. Though she isn't focusing on music, Clarkson is doing very well for herself.